Hello and welcome to Challenge 7 of Chapter 4, Car Rental. I will provide a requirements document for this which will outline what is needed for this challenge. Your Sizzle app from the startup zip already has some of what's needed, but this will all be explained in the provided handout. This will not be persisting data to files, but will require the use of signals for page display control and persisting data in signals. It will mimic a typical car rental process. Okay, let's see this in action. I click on the navigation bar Apps AMD Car Rental, and because I have a car rental route, src routes a car rental with a plus page.svelte which simply calls ch7_rental, then that is one way to open this app. As you can see, you have displayed the first form of the app. Now, I will click Exercises from the navigation and then choose Chapter 4, Challenges for _7 Car Rental and click the blue arrow. I see the same initial page showing title and several fields for pickup drop-off locations, a JSON file provided, dates and driver's age, and a button to view vehicles. Note that the View Vehicles button is disabled, as all data has not been provided. So I will enter some information here first and notice that when all data is entered, the View Vehicles button is enabled. When I select a pickup location or drop-off location, these are coming from the provided airports.json file and they default to the first location in the file. When I select the pickup date, note that if I choose today's date, the pickup time defaults to 2 hours from now, gives time for car to be prepared, and also the drop-off date and time default to 10 days time and same time as pickup. Also note that because all the fields are populated, the View Vehicles button is now enabled. Now if I choose a later date, like next month, you see the date picker is limited to 30 days from now. That's one of several constraints. And the drop-off date will default to 10 days after the pickup date again. You also cannot select a drop-off date more than 30 days after the pickup date. You can adjust the times as desired and adjust the driver's age. If I backspace on this to remove, then the View Vehicles button is again disabled. I change the age to 40. I now click the View Vehicles. You see a display of the vehicles available. You also have some options to narrow down the selection to vehicle type and class. And you have an option to sort by price, low to high or high to low. I select the vehicle type drop-down and choose SUV, and the display now only shows SUV vehicles. Next, I click the vehicle class drop-down and choose standard, and the display is further filtered, now only showing standard SUVs. I changed my mind, I want a sedan and I want to see all sedans, so I click type sedan and class all. Now I want to see the most expensive first, so sort by price high to low. I will go with the large sedan, so I click on that. Now the display of vehicle selection is hidden and I see only the selected large sedan with some insurance and options, and there is a disabled Continue to Checkout button. So I need to select something so that the button is enabled. I skip the insurance and select roadside assistance. The Continue button is not enabled. I click No Protection in Insurance Protection Options and I get a message about a 10% hold on my credit card. I click Cancel and the message disappears, but still no Continue. I click No Protection again and select OK to the message. Now I see the Continue to Checkout button enabled. But I'm going to change the insurance. I choose Protect the Car. Note when I did that it removes the check for no protection. I choose Liability also. Next, I click the Continue to Checkout button. The previous pages are no longer displayed, only the rental agreement. I have to check that I agree to the terms message for the book rental to be enabled. So I go ahead and do that. I know that the book rental is available, so I click that and I get a thank you message. Also the I agree checkbox and the book rental are disabled as this booking is complete. I click OK on the thank you message. And I now have a button Print Rental Agreement. I click Print Agreement. The print agreement shows the screenshot and gives option to print. This should work on both MS and Mac. Now all that is left is start a new rental. I click that. This returns to the blank initial form. Okay, this is what you must reproduce. Create the main component ch7_rental.svelte in your Chapter 14 folder or other test folder. When I provide my solution, it will be for the Chapter 4 folder, so I suggest you create a text folder, Chapter 14 for example, and do your work there, so you can keep your version for comparison. Create a subfolder named Car Rental and place the rest of the components, the JSON and signals here. Also check that you have all the image files from the provided zip in your static image folder. I will also provide the requirement specification, which gives you all the details you need to get started. Look for those links with this video. And that's a wrap on the car rental challenge. So have a go and use the previous exercises and challenges to help you to do this, and I will have another video coming up with my solution. See you there.